Now, both the Khiljis and the Tughlaq governments designed their military administration in such a way that they would be able to capture a lot of territories in the Indian subcontinent in order to expand their sultanate. These military administrators were in a domain lead representatives for various size regions known as iktas. The holder of iktas were alluded as mukti or iktadar. The sultans did not have heavily significant pieces of the subcontinent, and the nearby areas and regions were ruled or governed by the clan leaders. However, they were all managed under the Delhi Sultanate. Leaders like Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq could not intermittently drive fighters here for a brief term. Therefore, Genghis Khan and his Mongolian subjects attacked Transoxiana in 1219, and the Mongolian assaults in Delhi were quite frequent, and this fundamentally expanded under the standard of Muhammad Tughlaq. Delhi Sultanate under the rule of Muhammad bin Tughlaq always feared the invasion from the Mongolians. Let's talk about further expansion of the Sultanate. The Mongol invasions from Afghanistan threatened the authority and the Sultan sitting in the throne of Delhi. During the reign of Ghiazuddin Balban, the Sultanate consolidation was considered, and Muhammad Tughlaq and Khilji further expanded the kingdom to a lot of different territories around the subcontinent. The initial set of campaigns were under the internal frontier, centralizing the hinterlands of the garrison town which were around Delhi. Later on, the second wave of expeditions came towards the external frontier. Now, let's talk about slaves rather than sons. The sultans were always advised to have a slave who was very close and loyal to the sultan. So, here is a piece that says, a slave whom one has brought up and promoted must be looked after, for it needs a whole lifetime and good luck to find a worthy and experienced slave. Wise men have said that a worthy and experienced slave is better than a son. Let's talk about who were the officials and administrators during the time of Muhammad Tughlaq. So, Sultan Muhammad Tughlaq appointed a lot of people in his court, but they did not come from an influential or noble background, such as a wine distiller. Aziz Kumar became a noble and an official in the court of Muhammad Tughlaq. Similarly, Firoz Hajam, a barber, Manka Tabak, a cook, and two gardeners, Ladha and Pira, two became high administrative posts. Ziauddin Birani, a mid-14th century chronicler, reported that their appointment in the court of Muhammad Tughlaq is a sign of Sultan's loss of political judgment and his incapacity to rule. Now, let's talk about chieftains and their fortifications. Ibn Battuta, a 14th century traveller from Morocco, Africa, explained that chieftains sometimes fortified themselves in mountains, in rocky, uneven and rugged places, as well as in bamboo groves. In India, the bamboo is not hollow, it is big. Its several parts are so intertwined that even fire cannot affect them, and they are on the whole very strong. The chieftains live in these forests, which serve them as ramparts, protect them from any kind of attack or invasion. Inside which there are cattle, their crops are grown, and there is also water for them within. That is the rainwater which is collected there. Hence, they cannot be subdued except by powerful armies who enter the forest and destroy their fortresses. In order to do that, they will have to cut down the bamboos with specifically prepared instruments. Now, here we understand that how did the chieftains lived during the Delhi Sultanate. The administrative challenges of Alauddin Khilji. Even though Alauddin Khilji was a great ruler, there were so many challenges which were being faced by him. He also had to face several administrative challenges. So now see what those challenges were and how did he overcome them. During the tenure of Alauddin Khilji, Delhi was attacked by enemies 2 times. Once it was in 1299 and next in 1302. But he was ever ready with a standard and strong army and he defeated these attacks. For the convenience of army people, Alauddin Khilji constructed new towns called as Siri. And there, these army people, they lived with their families and they were fed properly. Alauddin Khilji had charged taxes on houses, cattle and cultivation, and this revenue supported his armies. This tax amount which was collected was paid to the army in form of salaries. The army people, they used this salary to purchase food and groceries, but this led to the rise in the prices of groceries by the merchants because there was a lot of demand. Now, so Alauddin Khilji kept strict rules on the prices of groceries because he needed that strong army, and merchants cannot control the prices of the basic necessities. And the merchants were asked not to exceed the prices. This led to a successful administration of Alauddin Khilji after facing many challenges from the outside kingdoms as well as internally. Now, what were the challenges of the Tughlaqs? Similar to Alauddin Khilji, the Tughlaqs also faced several challenges. Of course, they needed new strategies in order to adapt and converge on these challenges. Instead of constructing a new garrison town, Tughlaq has evacuated 4 old cities which are already established. He kept additional taxes for feeding the military and introduced a token system amount to get the control over prices. He fixed a particular token amount that only within this price the groceries would be sold. He did not keep any rules for controlling the prices, however. Now, even though Tughlaq tried several things to protect his army and country, nothing gave him fruitful results, and this remained a failure, especially in his administration.